What is going on, guys? XFactorGaming here with another tutorial that should work very well with WWE 2K19 on maybe 16 and 15, but I'm not going to try that. Actually, no, I take that back. It doesn't work with the older games because, well, the servers have been shut off. But anyway, what we're looking at here. This is a texture that I ripped from Tekken 7 for PSP. It's a Julia Chang's texture. We're going to be making her with a little method that I like to call face mapping. But first, before we do that, you want to grab the eraser and grab the edges here. Just turn it up to a 116 with 0% hardness. Like this. And then just start erasing the edges, but don't take out the forehead. You'll need that. Now, this next step comes from FineTunedGaming, and I've just incorporated that into something here. We're going to go ahead and turn off the outline now that we don't need it anymore. And by the way, the outline I'm using, I will put it in the comments below for you. My TV goes off there. Anyway, you want a 78 brush with about, let's say, a 48 to 59% hardness. You just take that brush and you're going to wipe it as far out as you can get it. And later on, we're going to be using another tool to help us cover the rest of this area. However, this could be a little bit risky. I'll tell you why I say that in just a minute. Once we get there, once we get to that tool is when I will tell you just why I said what I just said. You want to do this until it stretches out all the way around the edge of the tool here, which I will link you to the video that also has a link to the text, the template here we're using for this. Now, there's also some great templates from the tutorials from the Moomin brand out there that you can use. I will throw you a link to those as well as we go along. Once this video is uploaded, that is. Now, what I'm doing here, this is the clone stamp tool. And basically what this is doing is just covering the rest of the area. The clone stamp is probably going to be your best bet, otherwise you might screw the face up a little bit. But we want to cover as much of the areas as you can here. That's because in game it will blend a little bit better if you do. A little bit later, we're going to be lightening the face texture here. Again, this is Tekken 7's Julia Chang. She is DLC in the Xbox One version, but I actually ripped her from a mod where she was already playable in the first place. Anyway. We're going to head back here and see if we can't get this to smudge a bit better. No? Okay. This is where the clone stamp will come in. If the smudge tool doesn't work, clone stamp always does. That's what I've found. It'll help cover this a little bit better than the smudge tool can. Smudge is basically just for getting your basic face map going, while clone stamp is for covering the area that you missed. Now, again, what we're basically doing here is I'm going to see if I can get this to match up on both sides before we do our lightning. Basically, the matchup means it'll just it'll still have her face shape when you take it into the game, but the skin will match easier if you do this. Just be careful that you don't goof something up. I've done that before doing this method. Now, since this is from a PSP game where the textures are going to be much smaller than what we need, we're probably going to need to have some effects on it, which I'll show you in just a moment. Now, the reason I've chosen Julia here is she is, after all, my favorite Tekken character in the new game. In the most recent Tekken 7, she is my favorite character to use. Whereas in past Tekkens, it was either Anna, I think it was either Anna or Nina. Or in 6, it was Asuka, just because she has the same name as a wrestler. And yes, I'm using the WWE Asuka name, not Asuka. Even though I'm pretty sure Asuka is how you say the Tekken one, but I'm off track here. Anyways, we've got this basically how we want it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to brighten it just a little bit because, well, let's face it, in game it's not going to look that good. And then let's see, let's take the eraser here. Actually, no, what you're going to do is you're going to take the clone stamp and just wipe out a little bit more here just to even things up. Once you've done the face mapping, you cannot erase or it's going to mess things up. So there we have it. Now, what you want to do is you want to put your photo filter on it. Go down here to warming filter 85. And set it to at the most 50%. Finally, what we're going to do here is as we've copied the layer, now go over to filter, other, high pass. 19.6 is okay for this. Set it to overlay, and then your opacity to 20%, and you should be done. Anywhere between 15 and 20% should do. 20 is perfect though. However, we're not done. You see that crack right there? I'm gonna fix that, or try to. Because I don't like that crack being there. Fix the lips a little bit, and you got it. A really good, a decent Julia Chang texture. I don't know if I'd recommend using the Tekken 7 PSP stuff, but hey, it's the only way you can get to Tekken 7. Right now, anyway. Anyway, that's basically it. You just save it as a PSP here. Or you PNG, I said a PSP, I meant a PNG. Anyways. And remember, if you go on to like what you see in the video, leave me a like, a comment, and a subscription. And I will see you guys again next time. Adios, everybody.